The pilot's eyes widened. Something strange, something terrifying, loomed in front of the plane. In the next split second, there was a deafening crash. The plane collided with it, and the engines on both sides exploded, sputtering to a halt. He slammed his hands on the controls, trying again and again to restart them, but nothing worked. The engines stayed silent. Inside the cabin, 155 passengers had no idea how close they were to disaster. The air hostess moved through the aisles, her voice steady as she tried to calm them. "We're just caught in strong winds. Everything's fine." The co-pilot fumbled for the emergency checklist, flipping frantically to the section labeled dual engine failure. The pilot grabbed the radio, his voice sharp with urgency. "Ground control. This is flight 10,549. We have a double engine failure. Request immediate assistance." The control room sprang into action. 10,549, return to base immediately, they replied. Minutes later, they relayed a possible fix to restart the engines, but even after the pilots followed every step, the engines refused to roar back to life. The plane began to plummet fast. Below them, a city sprawled. Too many buildings, too many lives. Captain Sally's jaw tightened. He knew they'd never reach the airport in time. Time was slipping away. He had to act now. Only one option remained: land the plane in the Hudson River. But he knew the risk. If the fuselage or a wing hit the water first, the plane would disintegrate in seconds, killing everyone on board. Ground control's voice crackled over the radio, insistent. 10,549, divert to nearby airport. You have time. But Sally shook his head. Negative, no time left. Then, the plane's signal vanished from the radar. They were 500 meters above the ground. Sally hit the emergency landing alert. In the cabin, the air hostess shouted instructions, her voice loud and clear. Brace for impact. Lean forward. Hands on your head. Stay down. Every passenger tensed, following her lead. Sally gripped the controls, drawing on every ounce of his experience. He guided the plane downward, his eyes locked on the river below. Then, with a jarring but controlled thud, the plane touched the Hudson. It landed perfectly balanced, the structure intact. But the danger wasn't over. Icy water began to flood the cabin. Fast. Sally left the cockpit, striding into the cabin. Life jackets on, now, he ordered. Everyone out quickly. The air hostesses threw open the emergency doors, deploying the sliding slides. Some passengers climbed out the windows, scrambling onto the plane's wings to escape the rising water. Crew and passengers alike moved calmly. No panic, just focus. Outside, the cold was brutal, but nearby rescue teams spotted them, boats speeding over. One by one, they pulled people from the wings and the water. The flight attendants stayed until the end, making sure no one was left behind, before climbing out as the cabin filled with a meter of water. Sally was the last to leave. He walked the length of the cabin, checking every seat, every corner, to confirm no one was trapped. Only when he was sure did he grab the necessary documents and step onto the wing. In just 20 minutes, all 155 passengers and the entire crew were rescued. From the bird strike to the river landing, the whole nightmare had unfolded in 208 seconds. Later, the Aviation Safety Board questioned Sally. Their engineers studied the data, then made a claim. The left engine was still partially working before landing. You were wrong to say both engines failed completely, but those who'd been on the plane knew the truth. Sally's quick thinking and skill had saved every life that day.